Okay, abusia ba makwa ba sonko so ereba Ghana politics avenue. So abusia yembonra yensem breaking news bi aba eno na ya project say de ato ye screen no enchen de amamno me ready de edaso no. Attorney General directs Parliament to validate dismissal of OSP. Abusia Nansen yede OSP ehun news the Brema President Mahama man ultimatum about Ken Oforiata ne red alert na or the twin or say onkonko hande over ne Ken Oforiata docket no enfama Attorney General and abusuya OSP akwakoye obi a o defend the NPP criminals na we NHS Attorney General a direct Parliament say validate ne dismissal as OSP abusuya we ne ensema ekoso breaking news no eno ene a project the ato ye screen no enchen the amamna Kevin Taylor so at the Bank of Ghana say modembo any expose bia expose NPP amanyuko no or the enonso ababeto the amamyanko na yenkonko tie ensema ekoso unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afufron so ensa into me and kabia ha Ghana Politics Avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that any updates be able to drop piano once able to me aka medamase.
They normally it's mixed bag day, but and because of Jandam ne Dawson in team, you see take it time near Kelly Jandam. Now, Mokai say recently the Bank of Ghana governor, Mr. Johnson Isiama, he's in the United States right now, and omo a year annual conference discuss a real sikasem to your IMF for World Bank or other dignitaries. We have people from different countries, you know. It's all about economic improvement of various economies and respective policies surrounding crew economy, anyhow their monetary policies, you know, how they can basically look at it well. And also it's an opportunity for countries to intertwine and also have discussions on the sidelines to try and lure each other into investing in their respective countries. So it's a platform. I've been there before. Very wonderful platforms. All throughout the day, you see people going into meetings, getting out of meetings, trying to lobby people to come invest in their countries, and also showing data how good they are. So it's one of the wonderful one event. Lots and lots of people attend. Now, the governor of Bank of Ghana, Akasemi, or say, we Ghana will be able to exit the IMF program in 2026. Or say, Afia Yebisimi, sa IMF programmer, Akuffo any Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Brandy Champomo, MPP aban Edi Yina Eko Shemuno, or Ka Esimu Pise, under his leadership as the governor of Bank of Ghana, Utumi, with the assistance of his deputy, with the help of his deputy, the deputy governor of Bank of Ghana, and also the help of the finance minister, they have been able to move the dollar from 17 all the way to 10. Now, we have seen the trajectory in all parts of our economy, how better it looks. We are talking about inflation, and we are lingering around single digit. When we talk about GDP, any Ghana is sick 2 year. Sisiano, Yehusibi Sika 7 ejina na so. We're talking about a policy, interest rates, how it has been reduced. So there are so many indicators. Actually, say this man on any elite team, no, and the people who work with him, no, they have been able to at least tame the economy to the point where it is benefiting the whole of Ghana, and even other people who are not from Ghana seeing its implications are positive. Now, this should be something we should be discussing. We should be discussing it because in less than a year, if a government, if a central bank is able to bring a dollar now from 17, almost 18, all the way to 10, and still we are looking at an IMF programmer we were not expected. And I say IMF Krano, and I say people who know about economies and how difficult it is for them to come out of IMF program, no, in less than a year, all the good things I have told you. Now say governor to me, Emma Ghana 40, I say, sa or how na ye beto ye no. Sa ekana Akuffo Addo Bawumia any MPP for Jatu working for Yatamu Jatu Yebeto, you know, I and IMF for echo into an agreement, you know, and we have been able to crawl ourselves out of it. Or share boss say, from all indications, you know, we are going to exit the IMF program. Now, this is big deal. It's a big deal because in less than a year, you have a new government that has been able to change the fortunes of this nation. On my way, yes, baby, be any jina. Send your neck is sick as some are saying, send your na ye bibia enye. And a governor can come out not to tell us to say, ye boka 60 billion cities, like what Addison did. The governor will not come tell us to say, ye say. And I keep hearing MPP for the Bika. You say Bank of Ghana for Sikagum. So Bank of Ghana for Sikagum, $18 number for ma. Time and Bawumia, any Ofuriatamo, any MPP for power. No. What was stopping them from doing the same? Because if that is what is saving businesses today, because a Sikana Bank of Ghana $8 and $1 10, and a businessman's business is surviving now. Why were they not able to do it? So it means that wasn't the solution. That means so now we need prudent measures. You don't have ideas. You cannot still sustain it. So it's not just about saying that is not the answer. The answer is people have sat down to think through the issues, to bring out solutions. Today we are seeing it clearly. And it's like your Bank of Ghana governor in a space of less than 1 year, or to me boldly, Ghana for say we took charge. I have been in charge of the Central Bank of Ghana. We are exiting the IMF program. Are you not interested in such a conversation? And I would say in Kofobi, those some people calling themselves journalists, TV, Sony Radio, so they want it to look like Ghana is condemned. Ghana say they don't even want to discuss the real issues. These are the real issues. These are the issues people want to hear. Because the businessman in Ghana, the businessman outside Ghana who wants to invest in Ghana, no, this is what he wants to hear. The confidence from the man who manages the affairs, the money in Ghana. I'm talking about the central bank. And it's not just rhetoric. It is not like Bawumia fooling himself or Kedufriata wearing white and lying to you people, taking all your money and investing in America. At this point, some people are protecting not to be jailed in Ghana. No. These are people who are being emphatic in their statements. As a nation, when we are having conversation, I think that Ghana we should ignore the noise and focus on what this government is doing. Now, today, when you talk to businessmen, when you talk to people who really invest in the nation, people who employ, people who, at the end of the day, import and export, you could see, their language has changed and has changed to the positive side. Majority of them are seeing progress in their business, and that is how you measure the economic transformation of a nation. Omaino ninjina so se opeso hu se omaino ekoso a eye omomudidwa omomudi omusika pudio ehye ekuronim eye omudi di dwuma and wo hwe eye adwadifo omo asebio omo kranyoma omo asebio omudi omusika pudio ehye ganem utie omukasa nde na utie omukasa a year or two ago you can see say and then omo wo gidie ewo man sika sam tutuye mu omo nim say oman no ko baby a so omo de omusika ehye omodwuma mu kura omo akoma no embobiri omo wo gidie say eye oman ya medi misika ebehjem anase ahyemi anadwuma de bi a medi a medi misika kom no enya de ade beche ne aka chem say dollar no every 12 every 10 ako 18 so that is the confidence Emma oman ejina ne naso sende no bi kofa nyoma kura ewo eye Ghana mu ofri ebia asantememu anase ofri srem ana ofri baby eko baby o Ghana kofa nyoma ene sa nipa no krampo no ni dwadie se okọ na oba ohun se nyoma ekoyie enra ne beka che nyina se petrol ye friend petrol ye bete so ama na kofom it say you can see say abai we to nyoma se ne be ya Ghana ni na oche dwadwo Ghana ni na ni sika eda bank ahye Ghana ni na sebio be friend bi DDEP eka no a ne papa wuye efri se ne pension sika Bawumia Akuffo Addo Canada Japan brand champon mo ehye mra agifri omu nsem no saa Ghana ni no asa enya awerehemu ewo oman ni mu biem ema ne hu se ende de metumi age oman wei edi efri se omo a omototo oman wei sikasam ene oman ne hyehyeye no omo ama ye gidie foforo bi efri se ye tukwan ne ekofa nyoma a ye hu se nyoma sebio ebo no utumi ageji hu se ebo we de ensesa sebio mento eye nnuaba ana se de mekoto no memfa meduru fie emegumi table so ana me store mu enton no na ebo no ensesa ye. That is what we call confidence in the economy. The moment Akuffo be start edio musika sie ebe start akase ma mesisa musika or dollars mu nkosha abrochire no, then it means the country no confidence di ma nipa entumi mfa ne sika enhyem endi dwuma ema oman ni nyamfa so enya eto emfa nchekere man no. Inti the moment you see the governor come out openly to make such an emphatic statement, near to Akroma, near another governor to say Addison, he could not make such an emphatic statement because he did not know what he was doing. He was being manipulated by Kenoforiata, Bawumia, Akuffo. He didn't know Jack. Near to Akroma and a whole central bank, the Bank of Ghana, a book over 60 billion. You try sika gumu, and so still your economy need to maintain now. So if you say na omo mu die nimu no eye MPP aban no a Akuffo Bawumia Canada Japan brand champ mu die nimu no na omo adwiri nyina ye esikafom ye wia Ghana fo krampo a at the end of the day omo hu inti na omo fum sika and inti na ende omo nya opportunity bia aya na omo mbuni pa because omo adwiri mu no sika na sebio ema oye politician a utumi gitumi na omo study Ghana for say ye dwene. And what hurts and say they have still not been able to figure out say Ghana for first I don't know who you see Jimmy 1992 yen Jimmy Sabium, and they are still stuck to the 442 formation of yen can some thing for the pebi home yen chat road to the pebi so yen can send me a bema ni pebi be good animals that will not give you power. So can some egumi hu fin now when to man find Gina Swama Ghana ni no show no be so we Jimmy. So okay, some efa Addison Siama ho. Okay, some efa the vice president ho. Okay, some efa John Mahama the president ho, or any of his appointees. Now when to man find Gina Swama. Nasa wuti TV so na Facebook na wuti etima. Ghana ni na onim nyansa no hu so we Jimmy. If you say tete mre na na yeka asem to nipa so ma nipa bi gidu no. Sa mre no etwam, and the MPP are still stuck in that era where they think that just say things about people, lie, and people will believe it. And yet, in 1992, 93, 94, 95, 96, the year 2012, Kwame Sefakan, Aba TV so, Aba radio so, Aba trade ye echo. And then, when a sorry no pass or train Kwame Sefakan, say, Kwame Sefakan and make the echo. No, Yamame, Kura wedi 65 years, on train Kwame Sefakan. Because Ahumachi 5, no. Yama amene sorry na oye money devotion na obompa no kase emina o checking WhatsApp a onim de ekọ oko TikTok a onim de ekọ oko Facebook a inti that era where we were looking or waiting for individuals bia na my imagine so omunyim nyansa che obi a na ye de ye metena radio so a Ghana for no omunim be omoko no etwam, and the MPP are still stuck in that era. How many minutes do you watch TV? How many minutes? But my catcher will say from our survey in Ghana, no, Omo Mushe TV eche power Ghana. Now, when they are watching my show for 3 hours or 4 hours, nobody spends more than 3 or 45 minutes watching TV in Ghana. Majority of the people watching me tonight on TV, they are watching me because of the information they will get. Anytime I'm spending 3 hours, but nobody in Ghana today, and now say maybe his show be for 1 hour. It does not happen. No way. Nobody does that. And see, we need to get to that point where MPP for no or some say Ghana yenyini. We now can reason. It is not about how you feel about Kevin Taylor. It is not about how you feel about John Mahama. It is not about how you feel about Professor Nano Pokwajiman or how you feel about NDC as a political party that was formed by J.J. Rollins. That is how you feel, but that does not change the facts. And see, we have moved to that point where Ghana for no Bebreno are not bowing or are not consuming the jandam. Yanka we mfa we ho we akwedi we when you way, where Sadian enye juma biem. And the NPP are refusing to understand. Hey, I'm going to be wrong. When you see a young man, now we share one crime, we share the takrade, we share a bruchi. 90% of him ranti and mabawa almost on my asante for me free asantimemu, yahu omo asantimemu. You know that 90% of in crime for almost on my crime for yahu omo crime memu. 90% of sremu for are almost on my northness. The youth now, 90% of them yahu omo krum. So the young man now, ne papa de kwame amwako, ne maame de ekua nyankyere, a sebi ofri bekwai no. Sakurana has no connection to Bekwai. No connection to Oya Santini. He talks about Oya Santini because he feels to say he needs to be proud of Nipa Bebia Ofri. But when it comes to he or she making decisions, making critical decisions about Nebra, about what they need, it is not about where they are from. It's about what will benefit them. When you are sitting somewhere else, now, if you don't understand the dynamics, I am just giving the NPP the scenario for them to understand. And when I tell them they will be in opposition for 42 years, they need to believe me because we have done the research. We have gone deep down. We understand the psychological aspect, the emotional aspect. We understand what is at stake. 90% of Sankorano, untimi nkanche ne say, Sikedwa Kofinti, Otumfo say to 20 on to Abama MPP. That kid, sir, attachment to a politics or Nisa DNB. Because they are asking for something. They are asking for something that will change their lives. And Korana Muhu more TikTok na, I am to Facebook, to radio, so now mo cancer, mo just convince you. They are not listening. Because Omo who say, Munimina answer. Omo will say Jimmy. Omo will say you cannot communicate. They cannot relate to your message. Because a young man who is on TikTok, a young man who is on Facebook, a young man who is on Twitter, you cannot use one tongue any baby to convince the person on Twabama. No. Because on one gasa krampona or think crying out so Santinia Corano. Ya wonu asantimemu. He has no connection to asantimemu. The only thing that will make him connect himself to Asantimemu is when there is something that he likes in Asantimemu. Into Watana Kraya, Watana Bruchia, no one who say, ya Debu Asantimemu, he has always wanted to get into music production. Into right now, there's this crazy studio that has been built in the Ashanti region, world-class studio. That kid, Aoya Santinino, starts to connect to Asantimai. Now, there's something that he is interested in that is attracting him to come to Asantimai to maybe try and say, okay, now I am here. Now I can be part of this ideology. But if you don't have anything that can be connected to, if you don't stand for anything that they can be connected to, if you don't bring stuff that will connect them to you, they will stay in Accra and say, "Semia Santini, but on Twabama MPP." And that is what we need to understand. The NPP, you are getting it wrong. And when we say, you people are going to be in opposition for 42 years, it's not just mere talk. It is backed with science. It's backed with research. We have done all these things. And Yokwano, I have about 120 people on the ground who have basically interviewed people around the nation. They know how their thinking is. In 2023, 2024, Mekache Ghana for said the NDC will win election 2024 from the Ashanti region. And people thought to say, Kevin, you're Tansantamai, Kevin, you're Chirotumfo, me, I love a Tumfo, or you're Hina Penasem, but I will not spare words when I have to speak truth to power. I don't care. But people thought to say, Kevin is saying that because or MPP or no, we had done the work. We knew that power was going to tilt, and we knew NDC were going to enter Ashanti region and tap numbers. And after 2024 elections, majority of you people were shocked. MPP for America, you were shocked because you are still stuck in the 1992 kind of politics. In this Obertana Facebook, Obertana Twitter, Obertana Diana say, you want to win power and it's about Kevin Taylor, then you are still not ripe to be given any attention. The NPP winning power again is not about me. The NPP winning power again is not about John Mahama. The NPP winning power again is not about Sami Jemfi. It is not about MDC as a political party. It's about you, the NPP, letting the people believe in your word. And for somebody to believe in your word, you need to move beyond rhetoric. You need to back it with reasonable comment. You need to be factual. You need to let them know you have matured. You have moved from that stage of basic politics to intellectual discussion, whereby you can prove to that person, say, when you give me power, I can hold this power and I'll not deceive you. Now, the NPP is short of that. The NPP does not have that. There's nobody in the NPP today who can mount stage. Now, I won't say they don't have it. Obi any MPP mo obetuma make statement at na stage bi so akasama obi aka say I won't say gumi ebinim because the party has no soul. And when the party, because a party with soul is the word the party carries. What word does the party carry? The NPP carries nothing. And it's not, I've decided not to even respond to NPP because there's nobody worth responding to. There are a lot of low-level, low-minded, the weak-minded individuals trying to speak for the NPP. And you ask yourself, what is the end game? Because Kevin Taylor is an individual. Because you cannot use Kevin Taylor to win power. You can't do that. That is what you people are getting wrong. In the NDC, you can have 2, 3, 4 people who can speak for you to nod, but it's not the same as in the NPP. No, ask yourself why. The party has no principle. Now let me kill some Jandam. Makacha Ghana for say, we are here. we are here to educate. And our job is simple. Ghanaians, you believed in me. You believed in this platform. You believed in my team. That is why overwhelmingly you went out to say we want to change power and hand over to the NDC. My responsibility now is to lead you with the truth, is to guide you to understand that the decision you made in 2024 was the right decision. And when I come here, I try to make sure anything that will make Ghanaians think, say, something isn't right, any lie, I need to shut it down quick. Because I say, Atro enti Akuffo Addo or a certificateless lawyer, it will be the president. Atro enti na obi te se Bawumia ebe sinne ontumi proving no say oye an economist obi to even money box. What is in money box? We need to break the Atro down. Where we are able to stop the flow of Atro, Ghana will be better. And today we are seeing a country where every single person it cuts across, they love the president and love the vice president, because when the president speaks today, 90% of the people who listen believe it. And the reason why they believe it is because of his actions. So now no pokwa.
Okay, abusuya wene ensema ekoso ewo political highway so Attorney General or direct parliament say validate the dismissal of OSP and ye be breaky and news at the buy. I'm not take Kevin Taylor so say all blasted NPP for no left, right, center back. Abusuya wene ensema ekoso better mas sama jepene koko theater and some way at the my Ghana politics avenue. So don't forget to click on the notification bell so that any updates be able to drop piano once a bit to me akabi medamase.